Basketball fans, welcome back. So the Kenya Morans are slated for Group E and they will match up against Tunisia, Angola, and Guinea. And in this video, I'll be talking about Kenya's matchup against Angola in the Afrobasket qualifiers because that's the time we matched up against Angola. We played 2 games against them in the previous Afrobasket, that was in 2021. And as you can see on the screen, we've got the results for the 2 games and the key stats that dictated the swing of the game, because majority of the time I have a tendency of looking at the stat sheet because I believe it just gives us all we need to know about the game and how it panned out. So at the time I looked at all these games, I make sure to watch all these games when they happen. I even made videos about them a while back. And right now you can see Angola are going to match up against Kenya again, and I know this is just going to be a bloodbath for us. So in the first game, you could see it ended 66-83. That's the time we were coming from being beaten by north of 32 points against Senegal, and this game against Angola was just a one-sided beatdown, and it ended in a blowout where we got beat. We got beat a lot, and you just got beat from player to post. And these games happened late November 2020. So a lot of changes happened at that time, and you could see that time the coach was Coach Clifford Ward. He got sacked, and Coach Liz Mills was brought in, and she was instrumental in trying to rebuild and try to take this team to another direction. The Kenya Morans were just looking lost at that time, and she was able to wield and be able to help the Kenya Morans get to that point where we were able to beat Angola 74-73. And this is the win that marked us punching the ticket to the Afrobasket. So even looking at the stats, you can see on points per game, Angola, they took that part. In rebounds, we're pretty good in rebounding, but when it came to converting, that was the big issue that we had. And there was a lot of things that led to that, because we had a lot of good players in the front court, like good in terms of, I know good, it can be subjective, but we had bodies there at the front court that were able to do the cleanup. But when it came to converting the points, it was actually quite difficult, especially in playing against Senegal and also playing against Mozambique in the second go around. And also in the Angolan game, it was neck and neck, and we were kind of almost blowing a lead. We were leading we were up 8 to 10 points at the end, but Kenya were just trying to find a way to be able to maintain that lead. But Angola just coming in and especially fouling at the end of the games, that was really what led the game to be very close. And then Talongwa he hit that shot that was a game winner, and the rest is history. So when it comes to even scoring at that time, it was always our best player at the time, Talongwa, who was there, but right now he's no longer on the team. So the dynamics of the team and the way we're approaching the games is quite different. And looking at even how Angola has been, they have been performing well even in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, which I'm going to look at in the next video. So in the assists at that time, we were just neck and neck in there. We're just dishing the rock pretty well, but our assist to turnover ratio was a bit questionable, because at that time we were averaging north of 22 turnovers per game, which led to us dropping a lot of games. Then when it came to even field goal shooting, the main statistic that was hurting the team as much was the 3-pointers. We were not able to knock down the 3 ball, and you can see we were knocking down 24% from downtown. So that really took the team way back, and it was something that really hampered our offense, because we over relied on scoring the 2-point field goals. And when teams were able to read us and have a good read on how we were scoring the games, they somewhat took that away. And even when we got the rebounds. We're not able to get back up and score them. We had to kick them out, and majority of the shots that were being taken from downtown were not hitting. So yeah, it really hurt us a lot. And Angola just knew what to do at that time, and it was lucky that we were able to hit that shot. That Telongo was able to get that position to hit that shot, because if it hadn't gone in, we were just gonna be out of it entirely. And of course, Kenya, we talked a lot of smack, especially when we beat Angola. And a big reminder that I keep saying about that game, as much as that shot was heard around the world, it really, really showed that if we didn't take care and we didn't have luck at that time, we will just be we will just have gone out and just lost that game. But luck was on our side and the basketball gods on our side. So that's one thing that really, really made the difference at that time. But you can see statistically, Angola just somewhat take us. They can take us for that. They can take us for a ride, because if you look at these stats, that dated 2020, end of 2020, early 2021. So a lot has changed, because given the performance that we had in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers and in the AfroCan, things are not looking good at all. And there's a high likelihood that even the stats at that time and the stats that we're gonna look at in the progressive videos are just gonna change. But looking at these aspects, they can somewhat shed light on what we are going to expect, because this is the production that came from majority of, I can say 85% of the squad played in the AfroCan 2019. That was historic for Kenya. So given the way the roster has changed through the years, a lot of you have the ability to expect the unexpected and expect a lot, because this year we had a lot of basketball games. We had the AfroCan, which we finished sixth, which I'm gonna look at and made videos talking about that. But this is just a rundown on those stats at that time, at that time when it happened. So if you look at it, Angola, the reason as to why I just chose this to look at this first was the history and the violence that Angola are going to unleash on us. Because I remember that time when we won, we talked a lot of smack, especially in the post game presser, and we did the Kenyan Marines did a press tour, just talking about it. And I'm sure they took it personal, the Angola nation and Angolan team. They know they took it personal, and they'll be begging for blood, because we're going to play in the same, just going to be in the same position, and I'm pretty sure no game there is gonna be close. Given the way they have been performing recently, I'm not sure I can fancy our chances if we can be able to do something significant. So, and looking at what Angola has been doing, especially in terms of continental basketball, looking at Petro de Luanda, how they did it. They made the BAL finals about a season ago. And also looking at what Angola did in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, man, I don't fancy our chances a lot. But I'm going to look at also the stats for the Angola in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers also, and just give my rundown on that, and also Tunisia. So stay tuned to that, and I'll also get in depth with that. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think. And I'm out. Peace.